this all happen? It's a long story, Prime, and with a couple of hitches in it.
Welcome back to the Dr. Hero Hanger, this Mike, and I'm coming at you with another MD-005 KO of the Commander Class Optimus Prime. Yes, it's a great figure. We all know that. This one is even cheaper yet again, $35. But no trailer, and I'm going to tell you, I did pick this one up. A 35 is a really good price for this thing. B, they're putting out another one right now, the Commander Class, with kind of that, well, I will talk about that in a bit. I actually thought it was going to have a different feature, but it doesn't. It really is straight up what they put out before, but no trailer, but only 35 bucks. If I got this, it shows you store. I have a link down below where you can get yours. Let's take a look at this guy, compare it to the original, and all that good fun stuff coming up. Alright, so here's the box, and this is how it comes, all with the accessories and stuff. But no, there's not going to be any trailer with it, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Brown box special, bare bones, low price. Low price. Alright, so this is at least my third time looking at this mold. So let's just kind of go through a few fun things with it, start out. And we do have a matrix chamber. And I want to just show that, and it has removable matrix and all that kind of stuff. I don't really want to bother with popping it out, but just showing how it works. And I would have thought they would have painted this in here. Again, this is kind of the thought process I had. They put the detail, but not the paint. It would have been nice. Again, a $35 figure, which in all respects, even it's going to be like 60 or so to get the one they're putting out for Leader. That's the Commander and Leader, but not a trailer and stuff. So, and I think that one's got the battle damage we'll talk about. So the first go around, it was kind of like just some cavities there, and these were some options you could use for the chest, or you could use the cartoon version. So you no longer get the option to pick. It just comes like this, which still looks nice. Doesn't look bad. The cartoon was kind of fun, the cartoon version, but we also have vac metal, which I'm kind of curious. I don't remember if the original one has vac metal with it. That's a thing. Another gimmick that we have this piece here. You can put it on, and tabs on to the side. Pretty much the same as we got with the Masterpiece versions. And then you pop his head off. It's on a ball joint. Pop this head off. So now he's battle damaged Optimus Prime. Here he is with his battle damage on himself. The other gimmick, and I do like this. I like this way they do it. Also, I also like the way they do this energy axe when it just slips over the hand. That's probably the easiest way to go. But then they used to have to mold an extra part for it. There's multiple ways to do that. This works fine. And this is kind of more of an old school than modern, is to just use the back of the hand. So once we open this up like this, and then flip the hand back out, so the nub just is on the back of the hand when it flips. Now you got the hand, and we'll get into articulation, which is really a good thing that they did with this. Another feature, of course, is the hand itself. And they have the Jetfire hole, the 5mm port that's already going to always be there no matter what. And then you have the articulation of the hand, which I'll wait. Well, I guess I could do that now. It's another feature, is he can point. Look over there. It's Megatron. So that's really good. It's not 5 individually articulated fingers. It's just the 3 fingers and then that, but I do like that. And then the fact that you don't have to try to like balance. I mean, on one hand, I almost would like to see that in Masterpiece, to where you didn't have to worry about weapons falling out ever. But then it makes it a little bit less Masterpiece-y. And of course, the extreme butterfly. But we're not into articulation yet. Just looking at the features, this is another feature, a feature of being able to put the blast effect on there. So it retains all of what I think are the greatest parts of this Prime. And with very little lacking, i.e. lacking the trailer. There are 2 additional head sculpts. This one, they say, is the toy head sculpt. At least that's what I hear. His chest is giving off quite a bit. Let's see if we can push it up a little bit there. That's not bad. And same as we've seen before. And then we can pop on this other one here, which is, I don't know, is it more of a movie Prime? It just seems like the one they put on originally is the best. So that's what I'm going to roll with. And I do like that. I do like when they put the most Prime-E head on a Prime. You don't have to swap them at all ever. I think that's the way to go. It's the best way to go. I think that really rounds it out for accessories, except for, well, you do get 2 of these blast effects, and you also get something for the all mode. So let's go into the full articulation. Now, this isn't the first time we've done this, but let's just go through it side to side, up and down on that ball joint. And I think, okay, you can give it a little bit more down if you want to, based on the transformation. I thought you could have done the same way up, and you can if you pull that back. So you can do a lot more with it. And I like that. I like that when you can cheat. Hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? He could wield a sword if need be, as you can see. Just pretend his gun was a sword. Well, actually, we could just use this as a sword. Well, you couldn't if you. There you go. There you go. There you can. All right. So shoulders out to the 90. Got a 360. Bicep swivel. Is it single jointed at the elbow? I think it's single jointed at the elbow. And then, of course, we already talked about the hands, but we'll do it again. We've got the 5mm port, which is great. We've got the pointing finger with 2 points of articulation. 2 points of articulation on the connected last remaining 3 fingers. So he can drink his Sprite, or that looks like he's smoking a doobie or something. Okay. Waist swivel. I believe he has ab crunch. I'm not getting it, though. I'm not getting ab crunch out of it, so I'm going to leave that. We have hip flaps. 90 to here, all friction. 90 in all directions. Thigh swivel. Not a double jointed, but you get pretty much all you need. The range of the knee, and you've got ankle tiltage. So there we go. How you think that is with your articulation, Prime? Good, bad, only okay. Okay, so I'm glad I picked this guy up, but I did think that, and this is just my personal, I didn't pay as close attention, and I was like, well, this $35 Optimus Prime probably won't last very long, so I grabbed him. But I thought that they altered this piece to where it would accept the shard, and they had the shard, even though now that I look back at the pictures and stuff, there was no shard. There was no shard. So that was my mistake, but it's not a big deal. It's just I thought it would be kind of cool, and I think that would have been a better way to do it. I think it would have been better to have made a piece that can, but I mean, the damage was done to the grill. So I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, it was still one of those things. If you want to get the one where he's got the shard that goes into him in that last battle with Megatron, you have to get the original, as it stands right now. All right, now comparing it to Commander Class Optimus Prime, the one that was $100. Well, I did get this for my son for $60 at Target during one of them sales Target was having, so that was nice. But all right, what are the differences? Well, first off, the thing that bothered me the most about this, and still does bother me, is that there's these little tabs in like slots that are visible in there that the KO doesn't have. And so I think that's a massive improvement that the KO doesn't have them. It's a cleaner chest. Then the other thing is, I believe this comes with, yeah, I'm pretty sure, comes with better head sculpts, more head sculpts, and you got more options for head sculpts with the KO. I might be wrong on that, but that's my understanding. Guess I should ask my son. He doesn't know that I snatched this to do a comparison. Anyway, the other thing that's better is I think the blast effects are better on the KO. Because as you can see, like this is it's a harder plastic. It's like a darker orange and more translucent. These are just like weird kind of It looks like a fruit roll-up versus clear, and it's like soft and squishy. So I don't know. The blast effects aren't great with the Commander class. Now the Commander class does have one thing going for it that the KOs don't, and that's an official tampographed Autobot symbol on the shoulder. Actually, on both shoulders. Oh, just one shoulder, never mind. So, anyhow, I like the KO better than the official, and I even offered to get my son the KO, and he said, "Nah, he's just good with the official." Now he does prefer having official over knockoff, but if there's knockoff in place, like if he didn't have this already, he'd be happy with going with this, but since he already has it, and we got it for a good deal, like $60 is an amazing deal for back when we got this last year. But 35 still sounds a little better. And I think he's got the trailer somewhere too. All right, for some other comparisons, I don't have very much left for Hasbro. I've been selling most of that stuff off and getting rid of it mostly for space and to get some money to buy more Masterpiece Transformers, obviously. So with that, I do have the New Age Megatron to compare on to, which New Age was trying to compare it or comparably size it to match up with Earthrise, and then Hasbro flipped the script, making them bigger on the Commander, and so which I think it's correct to make them bigger. And then this is the Transformers Prime APC kind of reissue, but spiced it up a little bit, nice paint job for the Megatron from there. So that's how he compares to all of those. No, he doesn't really exist in this world exactly like it is. And just so we can kind of get a side-by-side comparison to a Masterpiece, I'll be the first person to say that Hasbro's doing great work, especially for the price point in comparison. But there's something about the Masterpiece that gets it like really close. This Magic Square one is pretty much spot on. And like I think it was 115 or a 125 for the Magic Square one. And I've got a couple of different ones. And so, but this is 35. But it's a knockoff. The original one was 100. So really, if you got the original Commander class, it was a comparable price to what we got with Magic Square. And I know they don't scale, they're not in the same worlds, but I just, design-wise, I think it kind of kills it, destroys it. It's superior. That's why I like the Masterpiece so much more. All right, here he is in his alt mode. To spare you 7 minutes of fumbling with it to get it into the mode, it's not a bad transformation. I forgot one silly little part, but other than that, I was like, oh, okay, I now remember. It's been a while, actually, since I've transformed one of these. Not bad, not bad. I do kind of feel like the painted part doesn't match the dyed plastic on the red right there. Not a big deal at the end of the day. Pretty nice looking alt mode. Gets very G1. It's more fun when it's G1. Oh, maybe. Depends on who you are, right? So, pretty clean. Looks pretty good. There are Masterpiece versions that aren't this clean. I will just say that. And then, of course, there's the discussion, should it have a stripe? No, I guess. Now, this one will have this piece in the back here, which it comes with it. I'm not going to mess with it, but you put that in there. It's, whatever. It fills a gap. It's gap filler. They include it. You don't get that with the standard one, only the KO. So, yeah, fun. It rolls. I don't know how much better you'd want it to roll than that. It's praising Takara Engineering, Hasbro's budget, and their ability to copy it. Also, you can put these on here. I have the other one still in the plastic. Oh, I hate when people mess with the plastic when the camera's rolling. And I just did it, so there we go. You can do that if you want. And I was wondering, for some reason I was thinking I'm missing something. There's got to be a way to like plug them into here or something, but no. Is that a foot peg? That's interesting. Anyway, there we go. Let's do a quick comparison to a Masterpiece and roll out. I know I am comparing it to Magic Square also, and for sake of time, of course, I have a second Magic Square for alt mode. I think it is. There are things to be said about like MP10's alt mode and all those. We're not getting into all that, but I'm just saying this is kind of how it compares. Size-wise, cleanliness-wise, this is one of the cleaner ones. One of the cleaner alt modes once it's done. There are some things that are a little scary about this transformation. It's not a hard transformation, just some very thin points, but now that it's been so long since I've had to transform one. Don't remember. Alright, so there's the masterpiece scale. And then it ain't no fun without G1. Right? Fun. So that's how much bigger it is than the G1. So not massively bigger than the G1. So it's kind of hanging in there, holding its own. G1 is, or is it G2? Because it has that Autobot symbol printed on it. Oh, it's a later iteration that I like to use for my comparisons. Look how clean that was on G1. They did prioritize the alt mode in the G1 era, or all of the lines that were effectively knocked off, licensed, brought over as Transformers. Yeah, they put an emphasis on the alt mode. Alright, so this is my look at the MD-005 trailerless $35 figure available at Shozy Store. I have a link down below where you can get yours. What do I think of him? Well, I'm not super huge into the Hasbro stuff, but I do think they did a great job with this figure, and for $35, you know, it is a knockoff. It is a fourth party. I think it's a great value if you don't need the trailer, and I believe most people don't need the trailer, and they just need an Optimus Prime on the shelf. This is great for you while supplies last. And it's kind of funny I didn't see this coming, because they ended up doing all the different other colors just without the trailer. So, you know, I think about Shattered Glass, and then we've got like the White Prime, which is Ultra Magnus sort of, and then we got Nemesis. So we got all of that without the trailer. Why not just get a standard one without a trailer? It makes a lot of sense. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Is this something that you're interested in? Did this help you? Did this review help you? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Cut your mirror out.